Hello folks, welcome to another Old Bloke Builds Lego. Today it's a review of a dinosaur. I nearly called this video Dinosaur Reviews Dinosaur or Builds Dinosaur, given I'm just celebrated a significant birthday. Clue, it's that one in the Bible that they reference a lot. Yeah, but just before we get into the review, I'd just share a couple of thoughts with you that some of you may identify with or possibly venomously disagree, and that's great. Hey, we've got comments for this, so please make use of it. Basically, this is the first video I've published since... I'll put the picture back up like that, look. It's the first video I've published since January when I built the Lego Tudor Corner building. And the reason for this is I'm just not building Lego like I used to. And the reason for that is there are various reasons. I think the main ones, though, are, dare I say this out loud on a Lego channel, I'm getting a bit bored with the brick. I've been building these things since around 2017, so what's that, 8 years coming up. And I've done probably about getting on for 120 sets, the vast majority of which were in, four-figure numbers. And I don't know, I just seem to be, it's not exciting me like it used to. I did enjoy building that Tudor Corner pub, but then again, my first love, or at least my overwhelming Lego theme, are those modular buildings, so maybe that's why. But stuff that's coming out now, it isn't floating me boat. I think it's me that's the problem. There are other reasons, of course. I mean, the cost of this stuff, it's getting really expensive now. So, whilst I'm in the fortunate position of being able to afford this, it doesn't mean I want to just spend money with the company. I want something back in return, which isn't happening for me as much now. There are other reasons. Space, that both my Lego rooms are somewhat full, or getting there, and also other interests. Apart from going to the pub, I've been really getting heavily into VR flight simulation in recent months, and indeed, there's a hobby that can make Lego look quite reasonable in terms of costs. Maybe there's a future series in that. Anyway, you didn't come here to listen to me ramble perhaps quite this much, so let's get on with the purpose of the video, which is to review the Lego fossil set. So here it is, Lego Dinosaur Fossils Tyrannosaurus Rex, known as T to his friends, or maybe Mr. T. Part number is 76968, and there are apparently some 3,145 pieces in the set. Right, I'll start with the bit down here first, which is the base plate with a printed panel there, rather nicely done, and these two minifigures, which represent two characters from the movie, played by Laura Dern on the left and Sam Neill on the right. And I do like the way this supposedly just dug up this dinosaur fossil. I think that's quite a nice touch. And also another nice touch on Lego's part is if you want to remove them, or even remove the plate and perhaps put it to one side rather than having to attach to the stand, they've thoughtfully included these black plates, which additional ones which can cover the gap at the back should you disconnect it. A small but rather nice touch on Lego's part, I thought. Right, looking at the model, and I can see one of the ribs has got bent out of shape. He's obviously come off worse in a fight with a Triceratops or something like that. This is very much a statement piece. It's not to be played with for those that care to do so, and you wouldn't give this to kids to play with, I don't think. It's fairly rigid. If we look at the head here, it's got, I think, a new piece here holding the head to the neck. That's quite substantial, but it doesn't allow for lateral, like side to side movement. There's some, you can move the head to a degree, and you can certainly open the jaw like so if you wish. I do like the teeth in there. It's quite menacing, isn't it? But again, very little movement. Now the pose is meant to be the T-Rex running, and I think that looks rather spectacular, and I'm a fan of that. The tail is articulated in 3 points, as you can probably see there, there, and there. And you can, if you wish, give it a twirl like so and like that, and create a more, dynamic look maybe. Although I'm rather fond of it in the straight on, it's running at you, or running at something pose. The build itself I found to be actually quite engaging. I did enjoy this, and there was, I remember now, there was another reason why I had that rant at the beginning about being a bit bored with Lego, because I actually enjoyed this, and I enjoy looking at this as a completed model. It's interesting. As I said, it's a statement piece. Incidentally, the legs are fixed. You can't do anything with them. If you wanted to pose them, you can pose the little tiny hands, tiny in relation to the size of the creature overall. There is some movement in this, and you can move the claws if you wish. A thing I don't like about the model is the way they've attached the arms, as it were, to the skeleton, or the skeleton as representing the arm. I can't help but think there could have been a better way than this. It doesn't, I mean, superficially from a distance, it's not a big deal, but you look at it and you think, I don't know much about the anatomy of a dinosaur, any dinosaur, let alone a T-Rex, but I look at that and think, I wonder, couldn't they have done a better thing? But criticism is very minor with this overall, because I think they've done such a lovely job. I like the way these spines are made, or I should say spine, but the spine bones sticking up. Great, love that. And all the add-on bits down the side, it all looks great. And, within the Lego design aesthetic, I think they've done a cracking job with this. You see that on the sideboard, and even people who don't like Lego, I think are going to say, oh, that looks impressive. And you're not going to mistake it, despite the limitations of, Lego. It's a toy, of course, never forget that. But also, it's a jack of all trades. You use the pieces to make pretty much anything. A bit like sort of a physical Minecraft, I suppose you could call it. And, but the downside of that is you've got limited realism. But I think within that limitation, they've done an excellent job. Nobody's going to walk in and not realise that's meant to represent a model of a fossil of a dinosaur. And given the popularity of Mr. T here, I think most people would say, oh, it's a T-Rex, isn't it? The tiny hands give it away, and that enormous head full of teeth. But yeah, I think they've done a really nice job with this. And yeah, it was a pleasure to build, and it's given me some of the joy back that I used to get in Lego up until the past 6 months or so, when I've been getting a bit fatigued, as I say. And just to finish on that point, I think it's me. I will knock Lego prices. I think they're getting crazy, but there's hardly an original observation to be had in saying that, I know, but they are getting really crazy now, particularly when you look at what the cheap Chinese knockoffs are doing. And I've not built any or handled them, but what I've seen in videos online, the value for money looks remarkable. There's a company called, unfortunately, is it Funhole? Funwhole, I think it is. And, what they're doing is just phenomenal for next to no money. I mean, I could probably build two, certainly, maybe 2.5, 3 kits for what I spent on this, of, buildings of, containing four-figure part numbers. Makes you think, doesn't it? Anyway, you may not want to have known that. So the point is, do I like the Lego fossil dinosaur Tyrannosaurus Rex? Yes, very much. And it will be going prided place in the lounge, because, I think they've done a really nice job with this. Anyway, that's it for today. And apologies if my rant upset anybody, or you just thought I didn't tune in to listen to this. But anyway, there you go. That's life, I guess. Do take care. And if you've been watching this, as always, thanks very much.